This appreciation to President Lula da Silva, the government of Brazil, and the National Convention of Confederation of Industry for your gracious hospitality. Ministers, Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, it is a historic moment. For those of you who have been following the antecedents of history, who realize the attempt to save the voice of newly emerging economies and countries post-colonialism was by Sukarno of Indonesia, Chow En-lai of China, Jawaharlal Nehru of India, Nkrumah of Africa. It was a bold attempt to ensure that the voice of conscience, those struggling for freedom and justice, is heard. Not much success. It was a bold attempt. Then we have a non-aligned movement proceeding that. We have G77 still not achieving the desired results. Now, I salute you, President Lula, for having the courage to proceed with a clear vision, a clear commitment to voice the concerns, aspirations of the people, particularly of the Global South. But why are we particularly encouraged? Because it is no longer an effort purely of political leadership. Political leaders have a role to initiate this reform. But what is spectacular in BRICS is because of the participation of the business community, the private sector, that would complement this effort and make sure that the voice of reason, the voice for justice, is heard and implemented together with the political leadership and the business community that we see today, women, youth, and the private sector. I salute you all for this attempt. I see this conference more positive. We're not talking about complaining and lamenting those who believe in unilateral actions of tariffs, of protectionism. Here, we have a voice for multilateralism, for collaboration, working with countries of the South, but still engaging with the countries in the North as friends in this new alliance. But we want to make sure that we speak from the position of strength, not weak ex-colonial countries, but as independent countries with certain position. And now you see, from aeroplane to technology to AI to food technology, you have this new strength emerging from emerging economies, and I think you can make a difference. And I believe that this BRICS attempt, it will be of some significant success that would alter and cause a change in the course of history of mankind. Thank you very much for this attempt. I come from Malaysia, and in ASEAN, we deliberate these issues. One, we must be cohesive. We must speak as one, based on multilateral arrangements. We must try and promote the principle of centrality, befriending everyone, supporting a just cause. But it's no longer plain rhetoric and political platitudes and statements. It's through concrete action. That is why one of the pillars in ASEAN is the business community. We must increase intra-ASEAN trade. Now, we must increase intra-BRICS trade. We have enormous potential to increase, because only with that strength can we safely, fairly, justly negotiate with all other partners multilaterally. We must demand a change, democratic, just, international and multilateral organization, from the United Nations to WTO to IMF and the World Bank. I again support the position taken by President Lula, one of the courageous leaders that we find today, to voice on behalf of those who have been left unheard. So thank you, my friend. We have attempted in ASEAN, other than enhancing inter-ASEAN trade, is even using financial settlement systems. We use our local currency. Of course, we're not talking about de-dollarization because there's a long way to go. But at least we try. Malaysia with Indonesia, Malaysia with Thailand, and together with China, trying to use our own local currency, even beginning with 10 or 20%. It makes a difference, because we cannot continue complaining but not executing our own plan in our countries and our friendly neighbors. And I believe, therefore, that what the President said and what the Chairman of the Confederation said about making sure that these items are being considered seriously by the private sector will make a difference. But I come back to the major and central issue. BRICS today of 2025 is not the first attempt, the Bandung Conference of 1955. At that time, we were struggling. No industry, no new technology, no competence, except for a united nation, a country, and political leadership. Now we have political leadership with that vision, and we have strong business community. I believe this collaboration with women and the young, government and the private sector, and civil society, we will make a difference. I thank you again, Mr. President. See you in Kuala Lumpur in October. Thank you.
Senhoras e senhores, está...
Ladies and gentlemen, this is how we finalize this panel. I kindly ask Mr. Vice President and Minister of Industry, Trade and Services, Mr. Geraldo Alckmin, to remain on stage, as well as the President of CNI, Mr. Ricardo Alban. I kindly ask all of you to wait for President Lula to leave the room, and then we will begin the next session.
Thank you.